The X-Man Shadow M has long been held as the pinnacle of 6x6 hardware. However, it has recently been undermined by a brand known for its more budget options. What makes the MGC 6x6 such a great cube? Superficially, the two cubes are nearly identical in size. The MGC may be a tad larger, however, since there are many layers to deal with on a 6x6, you can hardly notice any difference when turning. In addition, the shades of the MGC are slightly darker than the Shadow. Initially, I didn't like the MGC's shades as much as the Shadow, since I tend to prefer cheesy shades. However, they have since grown on me, and I now prefer them to the slightly brighter colors in the Shadow. The pieces also appear to have slightly more of a gap between them on the MGC, but this hardly affects performance in the slightest. Deeper in, the MGC has standard internals, while the Shadow's internals and centerpieces are made up of primary plastic. Moving on, the MGC has a crunchy, stable feel. It is significantly blockier than the Shadow. However, this complements the stable feeling and gives it a satisfying feel when turning fast and performing algorithms. The internals hardly ever lock up and only tend to do so when attempting quick alterations between the inner and outer layers. The MGC is slightly louder than the Shadow and tends to have a more clicky sound. Have a listen. The magnetic feeling of the MGC is perfect in my opinion. The outer layers click into place perfectly, allowing me to perform complex 3x3 algorithms with relative ease. This is the first time I have felt confident in a 6x6 to allow me to turn faster in the 3x3 stage and not have to worry about hardware issues. Many stated this about the Shadow M, however, this is significantly more pronounced in the MGC. The internal layers provide just enough feedback for me to feel confident in my turns, but not enough to hinder speed during centers and edge pairing. I confidently believe the only thing stopping me from world-class times is my own ability. Since picking this up, I have dropped about 30 seconds in time and am becoming quite close to globally averaging sub 2 minutes, which has been quite infeasible for a while now. I am way more motivated to practice 6x6 since I got this cube. Regarding setup, I put some weight 5 on the pieces and into the core, and then used D&M and Mystic to give myself a nice, stable, controllable feeling, which is absolutely essential in big cubes. As you can see, I am more confident in my turning on the MGC in comparison to the Shadow, and there's a clear difference in the hardware. If you're in the market for a new 6x6 or just getting started on the event, I wholeheartedly recommend the MGC, especially since it is on the Cubicle and Speedcube shop for about $25. The Shadow M is a great option for others, however, I have never fully felt confident in the cube. This may easily be a setup issue, and I know many people have gotten great times in the Shadow. However, the price and performance of the MGC make this my recommendation for 6x6 hardware, and is my current main for 6x6. Enjoy the rest of the solves, and don't forget to subscribe.